Hey, welcome back to the Willow Rock Sports Desk. It's week 15.
Week 15. Oh, we went from a cold opening last week to a very warm opening this week in Syracuse. It's like 75 degrees outside.
Completely normal weather for the middle of December.
Yeah, you should come and enjoy a windy pint here at Willow Rock right now today before today's games start. We got the McCardles and Western playing tonight and keep up tomorrow, so we've got a couple of live bands, so come out and join us.
Music, beer, good times.
Big win for me last week.
Heyo.
Got the bye in the fantasy football playoffs, and maybe I'll get to face you next week, in which case we're going to be at separate desks. I'm not going to be sitting next to you.
No.
Can't have that loser juju all over me.
That's why I'd get you away.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's what I not with your team.
That's what everybody said last year when I won the championship.
So you want to talk about the Bills? Or you want to keep talking about fantasy football?
I mean, if I really had a choice, I guess I'd probably keep talking about fantasy football.
So what's the temperature of the Bills Mafia right now?
So in one of the greatest moves in Bills Mafia history, because the refs completely jobbed us. Granted, we shouldn't have put ourselves down 21 points, but you don't make the call twice on us. You make the call on them. It materially impacts the game. So Bills Mafia, I appreciate you going out there and making donations to the visually impaired, and then mailing the in honor paperwork to the refs. It's a good look. I like it.
It's a solid move.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there for the jokes.
It's a good thing, and it's a burn.
Yeah.
It's great.
There for the jokes. Speaking of temperature, Robbie, what's the temperature outside?
Yep, Kev, it's far too warm for December out here. That's how the temperature is.
Well, I think that was exactly what we were looking for
that's
out of
exactly
that.
what we were looking for. It looks like it was a little bit windy.
Yeah, well, you never know what you're going to get with Robbie.
We'll be back out to Robbie to check on some more weather in a few seconds, but let's get to last week's picks real quick.
All right.
And I had a rough week.
Yeah,
1-5, and Cook was
1-5.
questionable going into Thursday's game, which led me to pick the opposite direction. And he was unquestionably awesome.
A lot of
All over
justification
that game.
happening, yeah.
And he
tough.
was not questionable.
No.
I mean, I guess a different kind of questionable.
Yes.
Because he ran
It's
all
questionable
over.
to not use him.
The only thing I got right was the Bucks covering last week. So
Quiet you.
yeah,
Yep.
I tried to reverse jinx them, and
Jinx them.
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
They scored more points.
Yeah.
But they gave up more points, and it didn't work out. So
No, the Bills, they're 0-5 in one-score games this year, and those all kind of trend towards the median. And last year we were, I think, 5-1 in one-score games. So, the reversion to the mean sucks and it hurts, but the team's better than the 7-6 record. Hopefully, we'll see them win some games.
yeah. And last week you went 4-2-1. You did get a push.
Yes.
The Ravens managed to claw their way back into that game accidentally, but not tie it,
No.
which would have put you in jeopardy. So, you got that 2 points.
I'm good. Yeah.
So
happy.
you're 37, 38-2, and I'm 32-44 and slipping fast, which is why they're putting Robbie on the beat outside. I guess.
Yeah, we might bring him in.
Yeah,
it's like a
might be
test to see
outside
if we
next
bring
week.
him in. Yeah, just
He's lucky. I mean, this week seems nice outside Willow Rock. Next week,
it's balmy out there.
it could be 12 degrees next week.
You never know.
Yeah, it's Syracuse. It's great. So let's get to the Thursday game. We have Chiefs -3 versus the Chargers with the over/under of 52.5. Robbie, where are you right now?
So I'm here in California, in lovely sunny Anaheim. The weather's always great in California, where we've got the Chiefs versus the Chargers. It's barbecue versus Baja Tacos.
So what are you thinking for the game out there?
My money, for today anyway, is on the Baja Tacos. So I'm taking the Chargers for the +3. Yeah, that's my pick.
Oh, those are some nice picks.
I mean,
I do love me some Baja Tacos.
how could you not?
Yeah.
How could you not?
All right, what do you got for this game?
So, you look at the first matchup, and, we saw kind of two teams that went into that game and then changed directions, and now we're kind of at the opposite. So the Chargers won the first matchup, and it put the Chiefs offense kind of in this big funk, and, are they still as good? And then the Chiefs got right, and the Chargers have been okay, but the last few weeks they haven't looked that great. So I'm going to take the Chiefs -3 here. I think they're a team on the rise. Things are finally clicking. Patrick Mahomes and that offense has been having a difficult time with the two high safety looks. But I think they're going to figure it out against the Chargers. However, you look at the Chargers, the unfortunate stuff there is injuries. They got their left tackle out. Eckler's not going to play. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are relatively healthy. They are not going to have Chris Jones due to COVID, which is a big blow to their defensive line, but I still think that they'll probably pull this one out.
Yeah, I think your boy Kelsey's going to probably have a big game today. Really try to push through, push the naysayers out.
Yeah.
He's not getting too old. He's not slowing down.
No.
I think he's going to score some points tonight, especially for those fantasy football people out there. And you know what? I'm thinking Chiefs on the over. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I don't think either of these defenses are that good. Chargers just gave us some points to the Giants last week. They haven't really played anybody that's overly good in the last couple of weeks. So I think there's going to be a lot of points on the board despite it being a short week. So I'm going over, and, for a lot of the reasons you said, Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, as Robbie would say, barbecue over tacos.
There you go.
But he's going the opposite way.
Yeah.
So,
and for a lot of those same reasons, I'm taking the over as well. But surprisingly, the Chiefs have played actually really good defense the last 4 or 5 weeks, statistically speaking. But to me, they just don't pass the eyeball test. And I think that Herbert's good enough to maximize on those opportunities. So I think we're going to see the over on this game.
Herbert looks like a fun guy to hang out with, too. He probably knows how to surf.
I bet he does. Yeah. I have no idea where he's from. He could be from
Could be from Anaheim.
Yeah,
You never
from
know.
Wisconsin or something. Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to the Bills game. The Bills are at home against the Panthers. Robbie, how's the weather out in Buffalo?
The weather in Buffalo is, windy, snowy, cold, as per usual.
More of the same and even colder.
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
Sounds like
Maybe-
Buffalo.
Maybe snow. Who knows? That was a fun game to watch. Well, not the cold one and the windy one. I love watching snow games. It's one of my favorite things. Robbie, what do you got for picks for this game?
But you got to support the home team. They're playing the Panthers. Big cat versus big cow. My buddy's on the Bills. As always, you got to support the home team. And let's go Buffalo.
All right, what are you thinking for this week?
Yeah, so we see the Panthers come on up and visit their northern brethren, the Bills, and they are in a sad state. They are what's the old college adage? If you got 2 quarterbacks, you got none. So that's what they're doing with P.J. Walker and Cam Newton. They've been on a rotating basis, which doesn't help anything at all ever in football.
It's just like with goalies. Like, you can't get into the groove.
No, and neither quarterback's playing well enough to say, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey's out for the year now. So it's a team that just has a really tough next 3 games and is probably going to lose all of them, including this one. So the line is Bills minus 10.5. I'm going to take the Bills. I need them to come out and embarrass a team that they should embarrass.
No.
This offense needs to come out. We have no Emmanuel Sanders this week, but I think you're going to see Gabe Davis step up big time. I think he was someone that all Bills fans thought we were going to see more of this year.
High up on the waiver wire, a lot of claims this week in fantasy football.
Yep, he's good, and you know what? They've used him a lot in the red zone. He's got a big body, and Josh wasn't afraid to target him downfield. He's a good outside receiver, so I think we're going to see a little Gabe Davis touchdown action this week, and the Bills winning by more than 10.5.
Yeah. I'm going to say as well with the 10.5. The Bills are struggling on offense, but this Panthers team seems to be in too much of a disarray. If I was actually going to bet on this game, I'd probably stay away from it. There's too many question marks. But we're a Bills backer brewery, so we got to pick on the Bills game, and I'm going to have to take the Bills minus 10.5. I think it's going to be probably a bigger scoring game on the Buffalo side of things. I don't think Carolina's going to match, but I think they can get to this over-under of 44.5. That's a really low over-under with the Bills' ability to kind of explode.
Yep.
I think if they can get ahead, and I think their goal is going to be get ahead by a lot and get Allen off the field to let him rest up a little bit extra longer.
And he took a lot of lumps last week, and he was in a walking boot to start this week. Says everything's fine, ankle and foot's doing good, but yeah, if you're up by 30, you're not going to run the kid out there anymore. Yeah. So
get Mitch in the game, and
I too am going to take the over on that, but I expect to see something like a late Panthers touchdown that takes the over.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's not going to be over by half.
Like a 35-7, something.
But I think that line's too low to risk it with the ability for the Bills offense to put up big points quick.
42-7, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to the half in the bag picks of the week. Let's start outside with Robbie. Tell us all about those games.
I've got 2 half-in-the-bag random picks of the week. First up is Colts versus the Patriots. The Colts are playing at home. I'm going to put my money on the Colts for this one, plus 2.5. Where would the Patriots have been without their cavalry? Indiana's a great state. Horses are pretty cool, and I think they're going to win. My second half of the bag pick of the week, Steelers versus the Teen Titans. While the Teen Titans might be the best DC creation that we've had so far, I think I'm going to pick the Steelers. They're playing at home. Black and yellow is a great color combination. Big fan of bumblebees. Makes me think of the Steelers. Football. Back to you in the studio, Kevin.
All right, what do you got for your 2 extra picks this week?
Yeah, so my first one, you see the Cardinals head on up to Detroit to play the Lions. So Lions have, I guess, not met expectations is probably a nice way to put it.
They won one game. That's what I expected.
Yeah. But anyway, so they haven't been that great. But they are getting 14 points. And you look at the Cardinals team, no DeAndre Hopkins for the rest of the year. Just lost a brutal fight against the Rams for the top of that division. Cardinals still hold the division lead, but now it's a little bit more tenuous at 1 game as they had a chance to push it to 2 or to 3. But yeah, so it's tough. But I think the Cardinals are going to win ultimately, but I think the Lions will cover that game. I'm going to take the Lions plus 14.
14 points is a lot of points to like guarantee. Like we're gonna look at the final score and think, wow, that was a stupidly high line, or man, that line wasn't even high enough. Like that's how big the line is. By the way, I really love both of Robbie's picks from outside. I would have taken them, but since I knew them beforehand, I'm going to stay away. I'm going to pick a different game here. Robbie crushed it. I'm going to take the Bengals plus 2.5 this week. It seems like they're playing the Broncos. The Broncos aren't playing great. They are going on the road, but man, the Bengals are right there for that division crown. They're still in the race. The Ravens kind of took a step back. Who knows what Lamar's doing? Like they got to be overly motivated just to stay in the race, stay in the hunt. So I'm going to take the Bengals plus 2.5. That gives me almost a field goal to stay close.
You got to be careful with that though, because the Broncos quarterback is Teddy covers Bridgewater. Covers 66% of the time against the spread. Bet you didn't know that.
I did not know that. I should be looking more, and maybe it's just.
Good job, Teddy B. Wear those gloves.
Yeah, he's good. I love Teddy Bridgewater. He's had a rough go of things. I think if he didn't get hurt.
It's good to see him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see him back playing football. He's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got for your second one?
Second one, the Falcons face the 49ers here. Kyle Shanahan is given 9.5 points in his 49ers team, and that's just not something I trust. I'm going to take the Falcons plus 9.5.
I agree. George Kittle's been going crazy the last few weeks.
Yep.
If they get Elijah Mitchell back, Deebo Samuel back, I think they can cover that. But there's some questions on whether or not either of those players are going to play. Same thing with Kittle. So if they lose those 3 weapons, 9.5 points is a lot. So I don't know.
And are the Falcons a good team? No. But they can score points. They got offensive weapons.
So they're flying now?
The resurgence of Cordarrelle Patterson's entire career.
I didn't think he was doing that good the last couple of weeks, but I haven't checked.
Just the fact he's having the year he is.
Last pick for me on my side on the half in the bag pick of the week is the Rams -7. They're playing well.
Yeah.
You think they can keep it going?
They got to get Cooper Kupp that record.
Yeah, it's a little bit less of an opponent as last week. You think they're going to try and keep it rolling, so I'm going to take the -7. I think they cover this week.
Think Kupp's got a chance at MVP?
Dude's been that good.
If he breaks the receptions record, if he breaks the yards record.
Well, it's not, and unlike some other years where you see the wide receiver kind of get tangled up with their own quarterback, Stafford hasn't had a good enough of a year to steal votes from him.
Yeah.
Because he's had some struggle games. But all right, we're going to wrap it up this week, and we'll see you next week for Week 16 picks. Bye.
Boom.